I never imagined I'd be the kind of man who'd go through his wife's messages. But that night, something inside me refused to rest. Emily had been pulling away for weeks. Quiet dinners, brief goodnights. Her phone always flipped face down. When she said she was meeting an old coworker for coffee, I smiled and said, "Have fun." My voice sounded casual, but my stomach churned. By 9 o'clock, she still wasn't home. Coffee had turned into a drink, then traffic delays, then silence. I sat in my car outside our house, watching the streetlights blink in rhythm with the clock on my dashboard. Each minute stretched thinner, my pulse keeping pace with the ticking seconds. Finally, I opened the location app one swore I'd never use. A small blinking dot appeared, her car, parked outside a downtown hotel. I tried to convince myself it was nothing. Maybe she was helping a friend. Maybe she just needed to think. But curiosity laced with fear is poison, and 10 minutes later I was on the highway, gripping the steering wheel so tightly my hands hurt. The hotel wasn't fancy, just a quiet chain place with beige walls and background music made to be ignored. Her car was in the corner of the lot. I parked where she wouldn't notice me and waited, staring at the glow of the lobby lights. My mind replayed a reel of memories, our wedding day, her laugh, long drives with the windows down. Then, unbidden, came another picture. Emily smiling, but not at me. 10 minutes passed before I got out. The receptionist didn't even glance up as I crossed the lobby. I took the elevator to the 3rd floor. Room 312. I knew the number because I'd seen it earlier in a text she forgot to delete. "I'll be ready in 10. Room 312. Reading that message had made my throat go dry, but seeing the brass numbers now made it real. The hallway smelled faintly of cheap perfume and air freshener. I stopped outside the door and listened. A soft laugh, hers. Then a man's voice, low, familiar. My heart didn't race, it slowed, as if time itself were holding its breath. I could have burst in, shouted, demanded answers. Instead, I lifted my hand and knocked. Firm, steady. The laughter stopped. After a pause, the door cracked open. Emily stood there in a silk robe, hair loose, holding a glass of wine. The moment she saw me, all the color drained from her face. The smile vanished, replaced by something raw and frightened. "Ethan," she whispered, clutching the doorframe. I didn't speak. My eyes drifted past her. The room smelled of candles and guilt. On the bed were 2 half-empty glasses, a bottle of wine, and a plate of strawberries, half-eaten. The kind of scene that didn't need words. "Who are you waiting for?" I asked quietly. My voice didn't sound like mine. It was too calm, too even, the tone people use when they already know the answer. "It's not what it looks like," she said quickly, shaking her head. "Then what is it?" I asked. Behind her, the bathroom door creaked open. A man stepped halfway into view, frozen. Emily turned, and the silence in that moment said more than either of them ever could. Panic washed over her face. "Don't," she whispered. But it was already too late. His reflection came into view in the mirror. Tom, her coworker. The same man who once joked that I was lucky to have her. Something inside me shifted then. Not rage, just a hard, cold clarity. "You picked the wrong night," I said, my voice heavier than I expected. Tom stammered, "Man, it's not what." But I silenced him with a look. "Save it. Both of you." Emily reached for my arm, but I stepped back. "Ethan, please, let me explain," she pleaded. "Explain what?" I asked evenly. "That you've been lying for months? That the friend from work is standing half-dressed in front of me?" Her eyes filled with tears. "I made a mistake. I wasn't going to." I almost laughed. "You weren't going to? You already did. You just didn't expect me instead of him." She froze, caught in that same expression of guilt and fear, like a scene stopped mid-frame. All the charm, all the excuses, the confidence, gone. Just silence and shame. I looked around the room one last time and said quietly, "I came here hoping to save our marriage. Now I'm just saving myself." I turned and walked out. She called my name, but I didn't look back. The elevator doors slid shut, cutting off her voice. For the first time in months, the silence didn't sting. Driving home, The tremor in my hands faded. The city lights smeared across the windshield, but my thoughts were sharp, focused. Every memory of our marriage played in fast forward. The laughter, the trust, the tiny lies that had collected like dust until everything was buried. By the time I reached the house, I knew exactly what to do. I packed a bag, called my lawyer, and sent a single message: "Don't come home tonight. We'll talk through the attorneys." It was the same cold line I'd once feared hearing from her. Now it was mine. I sat on the couch staring at a framed photo from our honeymoon, two smiling faces, hands clasped against the ocean. For a moment, I felt sorry for those people. They didn't know how love could decay quietly, looking perfect until it finally crumbled. Near midnight, her text came: "Please, Ethan. I'm sorry. I'll do anything." I didn't answer. I powered off my phone, leaned back, and let the quiet settle over me like armor. For the first time in a long while, I didn't feel betrayed. I felt free. The truth hadn't destroyed me, it had forged something stronger. The part of me that once begged for honesty was gone, replaced by someone who understood that loyalty is proven not by promises, but by actions taken in the dark. As dawn crept in, I thought about how easily trust dies, not with shouting, but with the faint sound of a message meant for someone else. When Emily saw me that night, she froze because she finally understood. The story was over. And the cruelest part wasn't being caught. It was realizing that I no longer cared. Sometimes, the harshest punishment isn't losing someone's love. It's knowing you'll never earn their forgiveness.